Born and raised in Campbellville, Ontario, Tim Wormels has small-town values and big-city ambition. The 28-year-old spent a stint on Bay Street before heading to the online startup Trend Hunter, and then creating his own tech business. But now, Tim is looking for true love, and I sat down with Canada's new Bachelor ahead of his biggest leap yet.
Are you ready for how much this is going to change your life?
Yeah, it's scary. Like, don't get me wrong, there's not a night that I try to go to sleep where I really can't go to sleep. But I think if you weren't scared of everything that's about to happen, you wouldn't be taking it seriously.
When you signed up to be the Bachelor, what was your goal at the end of it? Is it love? Is it a wife? What is it?
Yeah, I think it's definitely love. I mean, you shouldn't be on the show if it's not, that's for sure. But yeah, it's finding somebody with whom you can spend the rest of your life.
So, who's that woman? What does she look like in your head right now?
I've always been surprised at how different looking women can, catch my attention. But in terms of personality, I really think it's just somebody who's happy with who they are. It's not necessarily somebody who's perfect at all. No one's ever going to get to that point. It's just somebody who's happy with the path that they're on, with the amount of effort they're putting into life. I think everything else just flows from that.
All right, so fill us in a little bit about your backstory.
Graduated from Ivy down at UWO. Went and worked on Bay Street for kind of my formative years of my business career. And, it was great. I was working with really, really smart people, but I knew that I needed a lifestyle change, 90-hour weeks or 100-hour weeks at the office. They were leaving my relationships with my friends, with my family. It wasn't something that I was comfortable with. So I knew I needed to strike out on my own.
I saw the Etsy website too. You build your own furniture.
Yeah, I like to do a lot of different things. So one of the things I do is I do build my own furniture, and I have a small construction company, and I use the funds from that, or whatever I make there, to fund a tech startup. So I get to make fun websites and apps that just kind of tickle my brain.
You're also a model.
A little bit.
A little bit? A little dabbling?
That was something that happened really on the periphery for me. I had quit working on Bay Street or whatnot, and I had got my house out in Little Italy and started renovating and whatnot. And I was like in Sobeys 2 days in a row, and two different people came up and asked if.
So you're just randomly in the fruit section, and somebody's like, "Hey, sir, you're very good looking. Would you like to come be a model?"
Put that carrot down for a moment.
What do you think is going to be the best part of Canada watching you fall in love?
I think what Canada's going to fall in love with is the fact that I'm not scared to put myself out there. I'm not scared to fall flat in my face if it happens, or what, the positive side of what can come along with that. So I think what I want people to see right off the start is that I really, really care, and that I put a lot of effort into being empathetic about the way other people are feeling. Because to be honest, I think the girls on this show are putting themselves in an even more vulnerable position than even I am.
Are you nervous for night one when you're standing there on the driveway and those limos are going to pull up?
It hits you in waves, as I'm sure you know. It's like you go from one stage where you're super, super excited to another stage where you're like, oh my gosh, this is actually happening.
How quick are you going to kiss the first girl?
Well, I don't think I can break any records thanks to you.
What's that? Why's that? But seriously, I mean, that's got to be a pretty daunting process, knowing that there's other women in the house and you have to be emotional with more than one of them.
You do have to put in a full effort into being with whoever is in front of you at that moment. I think that gives us the best shot at really getting to know each other. I think that's the only way you can do it, but I don't know, do you have any tips?
You just have to be yourself. I think this is going to be gravy for you.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
All the best, man.
Cheers.
The Bachelor Canada. For more info, visit bachelorcanada.ca.